Yeah.
Fresh in your mind. As you can see, I'm finishing off my armor in the background.
I just didn't know what's going on.
So I just want to take a quick break, record the Zoom, so I can go back and fix the thing. You know what I mean?
Cannot believe what I'm seeing, man.
What's probably you'll see? I'm in my office, as you can see. This
You
is
were not. You were in.
wow.
That is called breaking and entering.
So, are you implying that I broke into Stefan's office?
Exactly.
Just recording his Zoom. So I'm trying a different mic this time. Partially because when I listened back to the videos we recorded the other day, your audio sounded better than mine. So I'm curious. Again, maybe I should use my other mic, but I'm.
So basically, what you're saying is Apple is superior.
Get out of here!
That's basically what I just heard.
Fake news.
Fake
news.
That's basically what I just heard.
It means my setup was trash. That's it.
I
might combine. Let me try something. Let me. This is the problem. If I use the mic I want to use without headphones, then your audio is going to be picked up by it. Let me see what this sounds like anyway. This is all. These are the first couple of videos anyway. It might not actually have even been the microphone. I feel like it might just be the acoustics in the room I'm in.
Oh, okay, maybe
this ain't no special designed room for recording, right? So
yeah,
I think the acoustics in here are just trash.
All right.
Anyway, let's talk about the episode. So you go first, man. What do you think? Let's first give a general, without any spoilers, just give a general overall feeling of the episode. Then we'll go into a breakdown and
okay.
What happens.
So a general feeling of the episode. Honestly, when watching it, I was a little bit. I don't know. I was watching and I was enjoying the story. I enjoyed the script. I enjoyed some of the conversation, especially between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I enjoyed that, but I was a little bit bored in parts. I wasn't as entertained. I don't know. I mean, I understand it was one of those episodes where they were bringing in certain character developments and story developments, but yeah, it wasn't the best episode for me. How about you?
Yeah, it's a very middle of the road episode, very average. Slow build. We'll talk about it more in spoilers, but I wasn't expecting some of the interactions that they've done so early. Some of the issues they touched upon felt a little bit forced. But we'll talk about that more in spoilers as well. I heard a comment from a few people, which I think I'm already starting to agree with, which is that this sort of feels like an elongated movie. Like this should be a movie rather than a series. Whereas WandaVision, I think, got the series side of things down a bit better.
Yeah.
Captain America's feeling like we should probably just do this whole story in two and a half hours. But it's only 2 episodes in, the next 4 episodes, there's 6 episodes in total. So the next four might drastically change my opinion. But these first 2 so far feel like you could have cut a lot of it out and told it in the first 30 minutes of a Marvel movie.
Yeah, easily, and it's fast paced, and you just
and I would have got the message you're saying, like, cool, because what we're really seeing here, we already know the Falcon reasonably well. We know Bucky reasonably well from the movies they've been in. I guess they haven't had a solo movie, but yeah.
But there have been enough movies where I mean, like Buck has probably appeared in 5 Marvel movies.
He's been in all the Captain Americas.
Yeah, and two Avengers.
And he was in Black Panther, right?
Oh yeah, of course, Black Panther.
He was definitely in the third Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't think he was in the first two.
No.
Definitely weren't. He weren't in Ultron.
He wasn't in Ultron. Was he in either of Endgames?
Oh yeah, I wasn't even counting the end games as separate. I forgot it was a part one, part two thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he was definitely in part two. He must have been in part one. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was in one and two. Yeah, so
yeah, yeah.
that
So
would be.
so he's been in a lot of Marvel films. And so, I mean, I understand some of the story that they're trying to portray, and they're building the issues that it's not just humans, but also superheroes can deal with these issues in America and stuff like that, like on Falcon's point of view.
Mm.
But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, again, like you said, before we get into spoilers, I won't go into too much, but I'm just a bit like, I wanted a bit more. I want more.
What more? What action, drama, interaction between certain? What?
Do you know what? I mean, of course, more action in that episode, probably more, not pointless action, but like, I don't know, maybe just more actually just feeling like there's some originality. Because I feel like a lot of what's happening so far is like a bit too typical. I mean, I praised them last week for making it feel like a Marvel film. And I remember we did mention something about saying how we were worried, or I think I said I was worried that they may just be creating lots of characters that may just feel like the same character. These protagonists with, like, I don't know, like this great moral compass, having some adversity, blah blah. And I feel like in this episode, it could have been anything. It could have been any superhero film. It could have been any, and it didn't feel distinguishedly like, yeah, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It just felt like it could have been anything. It was very generic.
There have been scenes from any. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like the show so far isn't really establishing its identity. Again, One Division immediately felt like something unique.
Yeah, nothing. I've never seen anything like WandaVision before.
But Falcon and Winter Soldier just feels like a Marvel movie that could be in any of them, really.
Yeah.
Fiddling about my camera and trying to find a perfect angle. But yeah, like I said, it's 2 episodes in, so next episode will be the halfway point. You know, there's likely to be big revelations and things to come.
Hold on a minute. What? So there's only 6 episodes?
Yeah, it's only going to be 6. So it's going to be shorter than WandaVision. So I'm expecting big jumps in the next couple of episodes based on.
Because the way, but this is how I'm shocked. Because this episode 2 felt like a filler, and if there's only 6 episodes, and they're dropping a filler in 6 episodes, that's mad. That's mad. Like it almost feels to me now. I don't want to say, I don't want to speak too soon, but it almost makes me feel like, are they struggling a little bit for story? Or did they have to bring this in to develop the story as much as they want to develop it in the future? That's what I'm curious about.
When you say the story, you mean the story of the 2 main characters, or?
Yeah, and the whole thing in general. I mean, the 2 main characters, but also some backstory about, because they've given us a little bit more information about the villains, and given the villains slightly more screen time, and like making the villains a little bit more complex, not just like some typical villains. And so not just the 2 main characters, but the villains as well. I find that I feel like, yeah, was this episode 100% necessary in order to understand wherever the story is going to go next? That's a question, of course, we're going to find out in the next.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest learning I probably got from it was learning a little bit more about who the new Captain America is, like a bit of his backstory.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't really feel like there was too many revelations. I was surprised I didn't tell you what happened when Bucky went back to see that Chinese man whose son he killed?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
what happened with that? Did I miss? I didn't miss something, did I? They just
Yeah, you see that. Imagine a clip at the end of Chinese man's just in a grave next to his son.
I got to make this right. Just that's why he was upset. It was unfinished business, man.
Yeah,
Like, I was supposed
exactly.
to take out the whole family.
Exactly. And then he crosses his name off the
Oh my gosh, man. His name is Bucky, not Earl, man. It's Bucky.
Oh,
All right, let's get into the breakdown then. Let's not right. So we can start talking spoilery now.
okay, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Right, so the first part, which is they're showing the news breakdown and reporting of Hayes, new Captain America. There's all that parade and stuff. You see the scene about his wife and his friend comfort him in a locker room. Blah blah blah. Before we start breaking that down, right? Did you notice the amount of black people in the first 5 minutes? I was like, it felt good, but because it's so uncommon, I couldn't help but notice. I felt like I'm like, am I watching like Luke Cage or something? There was black people,
Yeah.
like the whole which is like, okay, that's cool, but
yeah, they're obviously showing that okay, this Captain America, he's come from the same kind of area that maybe many black people come from in America. I can't remember where it was. Was it Ohio?
I don't know. I don't even know much about states in America.
Yeah, I can't remember which state they said he was in, but it might. They're saying yeah, he understands America. He understands the struggle because he's from the same area as some of these other people who may have struggled.
You got yourself a black wife, so he's definitely you can't call him racist. There's many people that question whether Steve was racist because he was obviously Captain America during the Reagan era. So you know what I mean? This is the Captain America of modern times, bro. So,
yeah.
But
But then when I saw his friend though, I was kind of like, I almost rolled my eyes a little bit, just because it's the typical thing of like, you got the like kind of like actually weirdly what we talked about last time, where you've got the main superhero, and then the sidekick is the black guy. And I was like, come on again.
But funnily enough, this is that's comic accurate. Eh? He is actually black in the comics.
Okay.
A bit of side knowledge that I picked up from a bit of research. He actually in the comics gets the name Bucky, but it's seen as a racial slur in America to call a black person Bucky. So that's why they changed. So I think there was like real life outrage at it. So in the comics, they made the character himself address it, and then change his name to the Battlestar name you hear later. They've just gone straight with this Battlestar name from the jump, but yeah, he was actually black in the comics.
Okay.
I don't know much about these characters though, so I don't know if Johnny Walker had a black wife as well, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, that's that all about, and then the whole performance band was all black people as well. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Show starts now. I felt like what was one of the first jokes they told there at the start about? There was a couple. There was little jokes everywhere, like when the Battlestar guy said to him, "Oh, this is why you failed drama class," and on the stage, the woman was like, "Oh, do eagles fly above you wherever you walk?" And he's like, "Yeah," and flags wave majestically in the wind and stuff like that. But for me, there's a theme of this whole episode where none of these jokes were laughing. Making me laugh. So they were like, they started off sounding corny. I don't think I chuckled really once throughout the episode, no matter how many quick one-liner jokes they tried to throw out. Nothing made me laugh.
Yeah,
same.
No, I was gonna say, I even felt like, is this meant to be telling us that this whole thing is a bit cheesy? Because I almost didn't even feel like I was supposed to be laughing at
True,
those.
that's a good perspective. Maybe we're meant to be watching it the same way Bucky and Falcon are watching it. It's like They were screwed by who's this guy. Maybe and maybe that's what I was feeling inside because hashtag is not my cat, bro. So
Yeah.
to be fair, I did laugh at Steve Rogers' corny jokes. Like,
Yeah.
guy's not doing it for me. But no, but even throughout the episode though, I think the only joke I laughed at a little bit, but not as much because I'd already seen it, was the one from the trailer where he's flying, and we'll get to that scene later, and he looks at him and he goes, "That little girl kicked your ass." The way I even thought the way they showed it in the trailer made me laugh a bit more.
Yeah.
But anyway, after the speech and the reminder that Bucky's still having nightmares about his mission and all that kind of stuff, I think did they move on to the bit where he goes to confront Sam?
About why he didn't take the shield.
So what did you think about that?
Do you know what? I kind of like, if anything, about the whole episode, I think my favorite thing about the episode was the interaction between Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In fact, it gave me hope for the whole series. The fact that I kind of liked their chemistry. I mean, some bits weren't always successful. Like some jokes didn't always land, but I kind of liked them mocking each other a bit, and like I liked some of the script between like some of what Sam was saying. Like actually like made me laugh sometimes, and like I actually quite liked that. And it was the way, of course, the way he kind of ends up on this mission with him, and like or in the hangar with him, like telling him he should take the shield. And at least it's they set off with this kind of foundation of where their interaction comes from, and the interaction comes directly through Steve Rogers. Like that's where their relationship is built from, really. And if we're consistently reminded about that, and so actually, yeah, I quite like that bit. I did quite like that bit. I mean, I did quite like that bit.
So my thoughts. So the first thing for me was neither of them at this stage have any real justification to hate on John Walker the way they are. Like, so, up to this point, yeah, he's a relatively nice guy. Now you can hate the government because they're the ones, but like he actually seems like a Captain America sort of guy.
Yeah.
Like, when you break down even his training, they showed. Wait, how do you learn to use a shield like that, bro?
Yeah. It looked, they were saying he doesn't have super strength, but it looked like he's throwing that shield hard, man.
I guess you don't need super strength per se, like physically fit, but it's more just the accuracy and technique, man. Like for me, like you felt like Captain America trained for an extensive period of time to master that. It's like this guy, okay, you have military training, but they don't train you how to use shields like that in the military.
Yeah.
You were told you're going to become a Captain America, and what, in like a month, you just learned how to fling that shield everywhere. Like, they was dope with it, man. Even the way you caught it. But yeah, but back to that scene specifically, like, they're proper anti, like, he's not Cap, and just look at screwing at his face, and it's like, the guy hasn't done anything to you, and seems like on the surface to be a nice guy. So it's like, what happened to innocent until proven guilty and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. And he is taking a level of responsibility that neither of them are ready to really take, which is probably what's actually paining them the most. Neither of them feel ready to take on that responsibility. They haven't even been.
Bucky was never asked, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
I feel like I don't like the way he just turned up like that just to have a go at Sam, because for one, Sam's been trying to message you for how long, you haven't responded. So you could have spoken to him ages ago. He must have his reasons. Rather than try and call him back for the first time, you turn up and just start having a go at him. And also, I'm not sure if it really suited his character. He struck me as more the type that would think all of that, but wouldn't have actually gone as far as to go and find Sam to say it to his face, but just sat there and gone, what a waste, man. And then, like, you know what I mean? And if perhaps brought it up if he happened to run into him, which is how I would have preferred it. But I'm going to go see Sam right now and tell him off didn't really suit the character Like in my opinion, that's like,
Yeah, it was kind of, it's almost like they kind of did that. The writers were probably thinking, how do we get them on a mission together? Because he's been airing his calls. We've written that in. That's already set. How do we get them on a mission together? They're not in communication. It's like, well, actually, maybe he confronts him as he's about to go on a mission, and then kind of just says, well, I'm coming with you. I'm like,
but even that felt weird to me because I didn't really understand why. He said he didn't trust whatever resource had told Sam about the mission.
Yeah.
But what made you suddenly decide to go on the mission as well? Like, Sam's at work. This is work. You just walked into man's job and said, "I'm coming." Like, you don't work here. Like,
I don't care. I'm an intern, and you cannot stop me. I will not be paid. I will just come.
I was like, okay. I thought again, the trailers obviously led you to believe. Did you see any of the trailers before you watched this, by the way?
No, I tend not to watch the trailers.
So in the trailers, they kind of show it as if to make you think that they were recruited for this mission. Like, the government went through their database and went, yeah, let's take these 2 agents and send them on this mission. That's how they kind of shoot the scenes. But the trailers always try and throw you off a little bit, right? They don't want to tell you exactly what's going on. But I would have preferred that. That made more sense to me. Well, then this random movie. Anyway, they go on the mission. You have you saw this bit in the trailer as well when they're on the plane, they're getting ready to land. Obviously, Falcon jumps out of planes whenever he wants to because he can fly. You might even wonder why he gets in them in the first place. Can't you just fly there?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was a bit surprised at Bucky to jump out the plane. I was
I thought that was ridiculous, man.
200 feet as well. I was like, I don't think he ever saw Captain America jump from that high. I mean, the first badass jump I remember from Steve was when he shielded through the window from the lift. Do you remember when? Do you remember in Civil? Is it Civil War or is it Winter Soldier? No, it's in Winter Soldier when it gets revealed that Hydra's taken over everything, and they try and jump him in the lift.
Oh yeah.
He does that sick dive where he jumps out of the building or the elevator with the shield, lands on his shield, gets up, and then defeats that plane. So when Bucky jumps now, I'm expecting a similar, like, if you're gonna jump with that level of confidence, thinking you must have a similar sort of plan to land, and maybe they were teasing on that scene, and then he's just crashing through the branches. It's like, are you trying to kill yourself? Like, what?
Yeah.
I thought maybe land like, the superhero landed on a fist or something like that, like a Superman. I don't know what.
I thought he was gonna like grab onto a tree or something and like come down the tree, or I don't know.
I think they tried to imply that he tried, but I don't know. But it was just weird. It was just like, surely you had a better plan in your head than that, man.
And that's the thing again. That for me came down to writing of like thinking, shit, okay, so we've got him on this plane now in this mission. Falcon can just fly off and land. How's he going to get down? They must have been racking their brains, because I mean, I don't know what I would have done with him. Like, I think
it's their attempt at comedy, to be honest, because the ship could have easily found somewhere to fly, even if it didn't all the way land, even if it just went a bit lower so you could actually jump out safely.
True.
Or at least slowed down so it was stationary, so you could. There was options. I feel like you are trying to show us that he's off the hinges, like he's unstable, like not that he's crazy, but PTSD and all that kind of stuff, and he's not.
And I guess in terms of the mission and the departure of the ship, he was not meant to be there. The flight was just meant for Falcon's departure.
That's a good point. So perhaps they didn't have any. I guess they're used to chopping Sam off in a straight, jump here and fly away.
Yeah.
Whereas, that's a good point. Like they never had a plan to land. It's like, you're not even be on this plane. You don't. Yeah.
Because I guess if they would have been, if they expected him to be there, then they would have probably flown higher, so that it would have been high enough for him to get a parachute. Because that's what they said. It's like, he was like, "Oh, do you have any parachutes?" Like, "Oh, we're not high enough for you to use a parachute." And so they would have gained more altitude so that he would have been able to jump off, like skydive for a bit, and then release his parachute and then land.
No, exactly. But it's good to know that the super soldier serum was so strong that man can jump, land on his back from 200 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they're sneaking through this warehouse. I didn't really like this scene either.
Yeah.
It didn't. For one, I was questioning why Red Wing couldn't have just surveyed the whole thing. Like, why was Bucky there? What did Bucky going through on foot really add to that?
Yeah.
Also, if one of them's going to go on foot, where I didn't really understand where Falcon actually was whilst he was sending Red Wing down the base.
Yeah.
Where are you? Like, and then he just appears next to him. And I was like, well, so again, so what's the point of Red Wing? Like, explain. Like, surely you would let Red Wing just do all the surveillance, and then you go straight to where the problem is. Like, why are you doing a combination of the two? It's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
And the stealth scene from Bucky just seemed a bit crap. It's like he didn't really seem super soldier-ish. He was just like,
yeah, exactly.
And then hid behind some shelves, and he wasn't even else.
Yeah. And there's just a few pointless things. Like, even like while they were hiding behind the shelves, they made a bit of a noise. And then the flag snatchers just kind of look around. And they're like, okay, let's go, guys, let's go. And then everything carries on as normal. It's like, I mean, if you make a noise like that, even if it is quite typical of a story, then what happens is usually like, okay, they're like, you two go check that noise out. We're going to continue loading up the truck or something like that. But it's like they made a noise. The villains kind of stop, look around, think, okay, no, nothing. And then they carry on. And it's just little things like that. It's like, what was the point of that? There was no.
I guess the defense of that scene a little bit. Then there was like, I suppose I can believe that not every tiny noise gets investigated like that. I guess it is a bit cliche that you hear a pin drop and all of a sudden all the guards in the area go, let's go check that out. That could be an intruder. And I think that you would hear some small noises and think maybe it was the wind, something fell off a shelf. In terms of what I think they were trying to show in that whole scene, I guess it was that Falcon wanted to take a calculated, calm approach, whereas Winter Soldier wanted to go in gung ho. Like once I guess that whole scene was supposed to show that. So Red Wing's the let's survey, be calm approach, and Bucky's just running through like, don't worry, I can take them. I've got a vibranium arm. I guess that is what I think they were trying to get at. And there I go. So I did like the way Bucky ran out of the hangar though to get on to catch up with a car.
Yeah.
I love seeing the super soldier people run proper pace.
Yeah, man. He paced it. Like, cut in and
then
I
was like, bloody hell, man. The only thing that was nuts, when he ripped open the back door like that in front of the other truck, I was wondering why is there no beeping or something, or like, you're right in front. Surely the driver of that. Why is the driver not leaning out and firing a gun or something like? Surely they can see the guy in front of them. So I thought they would.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it's true.
That was the first thing I thought. I was like, fam, like there's a truck behind you, bro. The guy just chilling like, raw. That truck in front's in trouble, bro. Man.
My guy's like, I'm only paid to drive, man. I ain't telling no one nothing. I didn't see nothing. I'm only paid to drive.
Doing me, bro. Changing gear, like what the hell, man? The girl in the back turning out not to be a hostage, to be one of them. You know what I didn't like, So I'm nitpicking here a little bit. I didn't really like the part where it's obvious where the stunt double came in. That's which is when they put on the mask for her, innit?
Yeah.
I was like, it was just a bit obvious because in a real situation like that, especially when these people have already seen your face, right? Why would you put on the mask? Why would you stop and go, let me put on the mask, now we can fight? No, you wouldn't. You would have just thought they've already seen you. You're not in a public place or anything like that. It's just we're just gonna fight. So I thought it was bizarre. And again, it's just because this is now where the stunt double who can actually do some martial arts or stunts or whatever has to come in. But like I like try and keep it as realistic as possible. Like either have her in the mask already, or just no mask at all. Like
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that. And yeah, I feel like if the mask gave her was part of how she was super strong, or like
Oh yeah,
it aided to her power, then you understand.
but it doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't. Which is why it was just like, imagine me you're about to scuff, like, hold on a second. It's like, what the hell? Anyway, the actual fight scene itself was all right. A little bit chaotic for me. I
Yeah,
find it hard to follow. Like,
yeah. For me, it just felt like it almost looked like both Falcon and Winter Soldier weren't really trained. Like I don't know, it just felt like a bit. I mean, of course, the whole idea is that they're not synced up, are they? They're even they're not, and you could see that. And so I guess in that way they portrayed it well. But I suppose the fact is that it can feel a little bit frustrating watching it like that because, like we're saying, we've seen Winter Soldier in about 5+ Marvel movies where he's looked slick with Cap and like whoever else he's been fighting with. And then here it just looks like, I don't know, he had a proper fight in 3 years and then jumps on and like, I don't know,
I,
like
I, I definitely was questioning why he wasn't able to take out at least one of them, because you have super soldier stuff and stuff in you as well. So these seemingly civilians that have gained powers, maybe if they all attack you at once because of their powers, it maybe might give you some trouble. But in one-to-one confrontations, I still expect you to win because you're a freaking veteran.
yeah.
Like,
Also he has a vibranium arm.
exactly. So you would think that, but yeah, like you said, like he was just proper struggling. He was struggling from the outset, really.
Yeah. Maybe it's the whole rules thing with the psychiatrist, rule number 2 of not hurting people. Maybe that's
handicapping him.
yeah, maybe that's in his psyche.
And Falcon, for me, just felt a bit useless with it, in the fact that he just kept getting slapped away. It's like every time he would get out of here. Get out. I'm not sure if your name should even be first in the episode. It should be Winter Soldier and Falcon, bro.
Yeah. And even the way that it was like when he kind of like when they lose track of the trucks, like when they're kind of like underneath the trucks and then Falcon kind of like goes into like grabs the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like that was just so clumsy, man. So clumsy and like trying to be as comedic as possible, even the way they land. And it was like,
we hadn't spoken about when Cap turned up. So this would surprise me. I wasn't expecting
that either.
Already? I thought their confrontation would come. I guess I'd expected something more like Cap's been sent on some sort of mission. I mean, yes, probably the other way around. Like Cap sent on the mission, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier turn up. Maybe they got the same leads and they bump into each other.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that they were tracking his bird and just run up on him. Speaking about that bird, again, it's a man. What is it again with non-bulletproof people? Like seemingly being missed by all sorts of shots. It's just like the first episode where I was saying when the guy's shooting up at him, right? How can a Falcon fly? He's probably what, 4 or 5 feet away from the woman, fire some sort of SMG and seemingly miss every single shot, and she just grab it and break it. Because as far as I'm aware, they're not bulletproof.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this was a machine. Did they really miss all those shots? Like,
and that is Stark tech. That is Stark tech. That's no like he tweaked it himself. No, that is Stark tech. That should be pinpoint accurate. And these people ain't got super speed to be dodging bullets like that. So if it wants to hit them, it should hit them. And yeah, I agree.
And then again, you get another crappy joke for me where he breaks it, and then Bucky's like, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that." Little joke that he hates Red Wing. Why? From my perspective, barely seen the thing. What has this thing done to you? Like you met it all of 5 minutes ago, and you've hated it for so long now. You've always wanted to smash it. What?
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. Anyway, I felt that Cap done a better job fighting the people on the bus than Bucky and Winter Soldier did.
Yes, same. And that's why I was
And you
thinking,
thought they
how?
might win for a sec. And you
Yeah,
thought they were like, in fact, right? I might even go as far as to say that I felt like he might have done it had he not had to give up the shield to save his brethren.
yeah,
I'm quite slick.
yeah,
And then Bucky was like, we could have used that shield, man. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a useful weapon.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, again, why is this guy showing you up, bro? Just like,
yeah. And he's got no super strength as well. Like he's trained, of course, and he's obviously a good fighter, and he has the shield. But like he held his own, and that was impressive. That was
yeah.
impressive.
But
And
up until this point, he's a likable guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe we should be following his orders, man. He's still not
yeah,
my cap, but you know, he could be somebody's cap. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Exactly, exactly.
And then you know, after they lose that fight embarrassingly, you know, they're walking down the highway, and then there's the car pulls up, and they refuse to get in. Again, you like for me, you guys are looking like more of the bad people than John Walker is. He's doing everything right. It's like, come on, guys, let's get in, let's collaborate, let's work together and solve this. And you guys are looking at him, you're not Captain America. It's like, brother, he's just doing his job.
Yeah, literally, he's doing the job he's paid to do, a civil servant.
Exactly. Obviously, they eventually get in the car. I see how they set up the seats in the car. So Falcon's in front of John, so Captain America looking at Captain America in a way, or the new. And then, you know, the two sidekicks, the Bucky looking at the Battlestar. That Battlestar brother doesn't look like he's ready for war, man.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He looks a bit civilian-y for me. He doesn't look a bit. I don't know if he needs some facial hair or something, man. But he doesn't look. He looks a bit young for this, man. I don't know how to describe it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a bit fresh faced.
Almost like he almost looks to me like he should work in IT.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking this as well. Actually, I almost imagined whilst Cap is doing his thing, you've got like his sidekick, like with a headset on,
Yeah.
telling him what he should be doing. Maybe that's because was he in the Matrix? No, he was no.
I don't know who he is. I don't know. And then even when he was fighting on the truck, he got captured quite quickly. He was like, "Oh, yeah. Help!" And I was like, "Mate, you know."
Which I felt that was. It's funny though. That was believable. I didn't expect when I saw him and they jumped on, and you know they don't have super strength. It's like he shouldn't last any time at all. Even Captain America, the amount he did, I was surprised at that. And even the fact that when he got punched off of the truck, really, if someone with super soldier strength hits you like that, you should be experiencing some serious damage. That's one thing that I thought was quite unrealistic.
Lost a rib or two.
Yeah, there's no, you don't just get up from that. I mean,
he had a bit, maybe it was, he had a bit of padding, he had a bit of soldier armor, and maybe that absorbed, and then he also landed on the shield. Give him a bit of benefit of that, yeah. I mean,
he didn't land on the shield. Remember, he used the shield to save his friend.
Are you talking about John? I thought you were talking about Battlestar should have been feeding. You're
talking, no, talk about Johnny Wilson.
Yeah. John? Oh,
yeah.
He's captain, man.
It's true. They can't have him losing like 2-3 ribs in the first battle.
Exactly. He's not gonna go down that easy, man. But no, I get what you're saying. I mean, what? So after they agreed to, whatever, to agree to not agree, whatever, and clearly there's some tension there. Yeah. Obviously, they go on to that. I think it's the flag smashes bit, right, where they've reached whatever base they needed to reach, and they get that setup looked kind of nice, bro. That was a nice room. Big screen computer there. I saw a couple double beds. I could coach there for a little for a few days.
Yeah, and so this is where I felt like they were building the kind of complexity of the villains, where when seeing them in that light, they could look like any group of people who are fighting for a right that they believe in. And so especially like where the main participant of that group they focused on was the girl.
I think pretty much all the Marvel villains, when you think about it, they always try and have an element of this is why they're doing this. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah. 100% agree. And that's what I felt like these scenes and a lot of this episode was for that, to like give us like some human aspect of these super souped up.
yeah? So the girl implied that basically. Well, actually, and here's one thing: I thought there was a conflict between what I saw in the first episode and this second episode. Because in the first episode, I got the exact opposite impression of what that girl said, which is that the government care, or the world, or whoever cares more about the people that came back than the people that were here the whole time.
Mm.
When in the first episode, Dan back, he's trying to get a loan. Oh, you don't have any history, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And now in the second episode, they're telling me that no, actually, those people get priority over us, and implying that someone's come back and taken over the country or something. I don't know. It's weird, but I was looking at it like, well, I'm getting mixed messages here. Which is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, that was a bit odd. Again, hopefully we'll get more explanations to it as the episodes go by. But I thought it was a bit odd.
Yeah.
The whole scene for me later becomes pointless when you realize how quickly they had to leave that place. Again, they got there and I thought that was going to be a base for a while. I swear, 10 minutes later, it's like, oh no, they found us. We need to go. Like, my man's wife put in big effort to set that up, man.
Even set up computer, internet.
Everything, bro. Cooked all this good food for you as well. You weren't even there 2 days.
Yeah, like, in Tupperwares though. In Tupperwares, they were ready to go. They were ready.
Secretly, she knew deep down that they were gonna. One of the rucksacks was just the food in the Tupperware, man. Where do they go from this? Okay. From this point, they go back into the ethnic part of the episode when they go to visit Isaiah Bradley, and that was a name I'd actually forgotten about. And I was like, Isaiah Bradley, and I googled it, and I was like, oh, I remember this guy. Black Captain America.
Yeah.
But for I'll tell you the comics, Bill. So in the comics, basically, throughout the comic history, there's stories of people trying to replicate Captain America's formula, and I don't think anyone's ever successfully done it. There's always like side effects. It's never quite. Even though Bucky's one seems to have done quite well. But anyway, whatever agency or whatever got 300 black soldiers, experimented on them, sent them out to battles and whatever. I think pretty much all of them died except this Isaiah brother. Then he was sent to Germany to fight some Hydra people or something like that. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, he stole the Captain America costume and a shield to go and fight that battle in America.
Okay.
No, in Germany, sorry, against the Hydra. I think he won whatever, came back to America, obviously having successfully done the mission, but they arrested him and put him in prison for stealing the Captain America costume. So even though, which for me, I thought, even for the government, I don't know if I'd believe that. So would they really do that?
I don't know, man. 1951 or 1940s in America.
When you catch him, turned him into a soldier, sent him to fight in Germany just because. Why didn't he? I don't know why he decided to steal that costume. Why wouldn't you not give it to him anyway? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. But yeah, and then.
I guess there's firstly, in them times, they don't want a black person representing what it is to be American. Also, I can imagine them being like, okay, we're going to use him to win this war, win this battle. The moment the battle's finished, a black man with them kind of abilities, nah, that's too dangerous. So we're going to have to put him in prison.
Jeez. And funnily enough, this is why. This is why you touched on the reasons why Falcon doesn't feel comfortable wearing the costume, because there's something. It's basically, well, why should I represent a country that never represented me? Blah blah.
Yeah.
I think that's the impression that I get. But
it's probably even more pressure as well, because it's like people, especially as a black guy, people are just waiting for you to mess up. And so you have to be that bit more perfect. You have to have that bit more effort as a black man when donning the Captain America suit, I guess.
Yeah, in the comics, they locked him up for 17 years.
17 years.
17 is in 1/7.
Jeez.
But in the show it was longer. Remember, he said it was 30.
Yeah.
They doubled it in the show. It was like it was 17 in the comics. Yeah. It's a shame that the trip, you assume that you'll see him again. It's a shame that the trip didn't really like prove worthwhile though. You just let them in, said, yeah, F America, get out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they get like, and then the police come and then they stop, they see the typical thing said to
wait. Don't forget the redefining of old man strength though, when he dashed.
Yeah. That was like, okay, he's still got it.
That's the real old man strength, boy.
Yeah.
That's super soldier syndrome serum works strong, man. Yeah, but it was that scene on the street. So they're having a little argument, then the police turns up and immediately goes to Sam. It goes to Bucky. Is that guy harassing you? I was like, bro, would you really? Then again, with all we've seen over the last year, Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff, I suppose not far-fetched, but
yeah,
even that scenario, I felt like police might ask a couple more questions before they, because it's not like you saw them in a physical confrontation. Just immediately went to the white guy, the black guy harassing you. I was like,
and to be honest, I feel like that's probably realistic.
Really?
For me, probably it sounds from. I mean, of course, I've not lived in America, so I don't know. But from what I've heard and what I've seen on videos and stuff like that, it sounds like it's realistic. For me, it was just a case of it's like, okay, you lot are hitting home. In case people didn't understand that this trip was about being black in America, you're hitting it home right at the end of the scene anyway. And then then another police car turns up randomly as well. Like there were two police cars there, like almost like for this little disturbance in the middle of the road. Like, and then ironically, they end up arresting Bucky. So I mean,
yeah, I thought that. Yeah, that almost made me laugh. So after all of that, it was the white guy that got arrested anyway.
Yeah.
For missing his psychiatrist appointment, which again I thought was weird. Why? Again, I got the impression that from the first episode that he was quite religious with those appointments. Remember, she was the only number he called in his phone and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, would you really have just no-showed? Like, you wouldn't have either A, gone, or B, called her and explained, I'm knee-deep in a government, whatever conspiracy.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we have to assume that he missed it because he was with Falcon, right?
Yeah, but I feel like he would have rescheduled.
He doesn't seem like the type to be polite and be like, hold on. I just need to call my therapist.
He called, but she's the only one he called, bro. Remember from the episode before? I don't know. I feel like they had
just drop a voice note. Just drop a voice
note. Or something, or send her a text or something, because he knows that it's gonna be drama if you don't turn up. He knows. But he would have said something. Anyway, I don't really care that much. He missed the appointment. He got arrested. In the police station, and then Captain America uses his sway to get him out.
Yeah. And that was the first bit of like, okay,
another nice guy move. That's another nice guy. They came and got you out.
It's a nice guy move, but it's also a kind of a power move.
Yeah.
It is a power play. It's like, I've got the power to just get you out, and even I've got the power so that you don't even have to attend your therapy sessions anymore. Which is
there's only 6 episodes, but they ain't got enough time for them. we got to wrap this whole thing up in 4 more eps, bro. We ain't got no time for.
Yeah.
I didn't really get how he was forced into a therapy session with Falcon, just like that. I didn't really see the justification for that. Why would Falcon need to go in there?
Yeah.
That's so weird. And they had the exchange, and then Bucky reveals that I'm angry that he didn't take the shield. Blah,
Yeah,
blah.
but but just before that, but when they were like again the forced comedic stuff where they're like having to try and sit closer and closer together, and then the knees are in between each other, and it's like I was at that point I was like, oh, this is almost a little bit cringy. It's like it almost felt like it was just a bit trying a bit too hard, and like it's like, oh my god, are you guys having a staring competition?
I wanted to laugh, but I haven't been laughing. You know what I mean? I wanted to laugh, but things ain't make the comedy isn't hitting home for me.
Yeah.
But I do actually like that therapist. Though. I don't know why, but she's like, I don't know. I just like her character. I don't know. She does that kind of like. I almost wouldn't mind her doing therapy sessions for other superheroes. I just like that. Like, I don't really care that you're the Falcon and Winter Soldier. You're gonna answer my questions. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I got a bit of entertainment out of that scene, even though I don't think it added much value. But anyway, they come out. Now that Bucky's made Sam feel a bit more guilty about not taking the shield. And Sam still hasn't really explained why. Again, you guess it's a racial thing, but it'd be good to hear him directly say it at this point. And then you got what? You got Cap by the car with Battlestar again, looking like he looks like a kid. How old is? Let me hold on. Battlestar.
That don't crack, man.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me try and find out how old this guy is. Lamar Hoskins is his name. Oh no, that's his actual. That's his like the name of the character. That's not actually the actor's name.
Oh right.
His actor name is Clay Bennett, and he was born in 1972.
1972.
He's 49.
Wow.
No, I must be looking. No, I'm looking at the wrong person. No, I must be looking at the wrong person. I must be.
I mean,
no, I'm not.
Yeah, I guess it's not too. I mean, it's not that surprising, I guess, in terms of.
He's 14. I thought he was like 20, man. Look at him.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That's taking Black Note Crap to the new level, man. Holy crap. And the pictures I'm finding on Google, he actually has facial hair and that, so he's obviously shaved it all off
for the role.
He's 49. No, now that I look a bit closer, I just found a close up. I just found a close up of him, yeah. Now that I look a bit closer, I do see like some wrinkles on his forehead.
I had to get a microscope to find them wrinkles.
Honestly, man. But yeah, damn. Okay, but maybe he's more ready than I thought he was. But anyway, back to that scene. So they're up there, he's against the car, and then this is the first scene where I started to feel like maybe John Walker's got a hint of dick in him, just a hint of bad guy. You know what I mean?
That's just the tip of a dick in him.
I say that because you can tell he's pushing buttons now. Although at the same time, his buttons are being pushed because he does initially try and say again, let's work together. They refuse, just because you got a shield doesn't make you Cap, all that kind of stuff. Then they present a valid argument at the end and go, look, you guys are government, we're off the ref, we can break rules, you can't, so it's better we work separately. And I was like, I guess that's a fair point. But I think by this point, it's annoyed John now, so he's like, all right, fine. Stay out of my way, something like that. And I was like, I see. I kind of wish he hadn't said that.
Yeah.
I was enjoying starting to like him and not like the other two.
Yeah. And I could see it coming though, that line as the rejections kept coming in terms of working together. And the funny thing is, I was thinking if if the Falcon or the Winter Soldier had said that to him, it would have been fine. We wouldn't have looked to them. So that wouldn't have been a dick move for them to say that in a way, because it's like, for us, it's like those are the established superheroes. They, even for us, even if it didn't work in their world, for us, they're the people that should be saving the day. And so for them to say, stay out of my way, we would have accepted that. But because he's a new kid on the block, and all of a sudden he's telling these people who have saved the world or helped save the world on a few occasions, telling them to stay out of the way, we're like, oh, okay, you're a bit of an idiot.
But to be fair, until they get their act together and can actually fight competently, maybe they should stay out of the way, man.
Yeah.
Based on the last scene, I probably want his help before I wanted the other two, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we get to the last scene. This was annoying because the tease, I guess, is definitely going to bring me back next week, but it annoyed me because I wanted to actually see them talk to Zemo. So he's just like, yeah, we need to go. But now that so I knew Baron Zemo was going to be in it from the trailers.
Okay.
Seen him in the trailers. So I was anticipating. Do you remember who he is?
No.
He's a top-ranking Hydra agent. He's like appears all over the comics as a big Captain America main villain. He's the guy from Winter Soldier. That no, not Winter Soldier. Sorry, from Civil War. That was it Civil War? Or was it Winter Soldier? No, it was Winter Soldier. I was right the first time. But Winter Soldier that was trying to sabotage the Avengers, right?
Okay.
Do you remember that? Do you remember? He works. Like I can't even remember exactly what he does.
Yeah.
But do you remember the bit at the end of the film where they think they've stopped him, but obviously by this time the Avengers are fractured, and he's like, "Look, I succeed." Like they're like, "You failed," and he's like, "Did I?" So he actually succeeded.
So I'll be honest, my memory of Civil War isn't that great for some reason.
I mean, it came out a while ago, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's not a new film. I'm trying to remember exactly what he did. I just remember him causing problems throughout for them and making it look like it was other people. And then, they eventually catch him at the end, but the damage was already done. And the damage is already done. And they no longer, it's the beginning of the split of the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Leading into Civil War.
Yeah, my gosh, man. When I think like just the story, man, of Avengers and the continuity and the way it all rounded up was just so well done, man. Of course, they had the comics to help them do that, but like it was just so well done, man. So
he was a good actor in the and apparently in the comics he wears a purple mask. And apparently, but he didn't in the movie, but in the series, in the trailer, they show him putting the mask on, so he's gonna truly become Baron Zemo.
Okay.
In this show, so I'm looking forward to that. But won't be till next week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. What would you give the episode out of 10?
Oh, I mean, I want to be as consistent as possible, and honest as possible. And I'll give the episode based on entertainment, based on the story, and based on how much I learned as well. I'd say a 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5. I mean, in terms of entertainment, actually, in terms of entertainment, it was lower than that for me.
Oh, God.
It's just the other things brought it up a bit. Like I did enjoy some interactions. I did enjoy some of the stuff I learned about some of the characters and the development of Captain America and stuff like that. I did enjoy that, but actually, overall, I give the episode a 5.
What would I give it? I think I agree with you. In terms of, if I'm just in general entertainment was average. So yeah, if 5 is average, action was minimal. I wasn't really that impressed with the on top of the roof car truck scene. So I guess I might have to agree with you and give it a 5 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I mean, that for me seems fair. And also it gives room for them to actually bring some fire, you know, like I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more. And of course, I'm still looking forward to the next episodes, the rest of the season. But I mean, yeah, it just as a fan of Marvel, I was kind of I took that episode as just a necessary episode
Sure.
to develop some of the story, as I was saying before.
I'm with you.